love the channel and find it useful in becoming a happy retiree. Subscribe today. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about I wrote about the 3 mistakes of unhappy retirees. We had a call in the 9 o'clock hour who, I believe it was Amy, who was asking, her financial planner was saying, hey, look, you need to figure out what you're spending. There's a lot of different things to think about, and I wanted to, and what we need to talk about is this rich ratio where you divide your have by your need. And if you can simply do that in financial planning, then you end up with a scenario that's very comfortable with very little worries when you are finally stopped completely working. And we'll do that in this hour just as a quick primer to remember how to calculate that have versus need. You can do a 100-page financial plan all you want, model in inflation, model in spending, model in inflation of spending, model in your rates of return, market corrections, what you're saving today, but really comes back to just a pretty simple ratio of what your guaranteed income sources are going to be, a very a conservative number of withdrawal from your financial war chest that you've saved, and then divide that by what your monthly spending is, adjusted for taxes. And that's it. It's that simple. So the mechanics of getting those numbers right might not be easy, but the formula and how to think it through is something that can be very powerful and get you to a point where you're confident about the situation that you'll face when you are 64, or 66, or 68, when you fully stop working, or if you're an early retiree in your late 50s. Quickly on rich ratio. Again, this stems from a call earlier today, and it's something I've been talking about lately. It's a pretty simple way to do planning, and it's all of this is about. And this is what unhappy retirees have: a rich ratio under 1, because this is just the amount of money that you have in relation to the amount of money you need. And you do want to do this with after-tax money. But easy to calculate. You simply take the amount of your monthly income that you should have or you're going to have from Social Security and maybe a pension and any other additional streams of income. Maybe it's rental income, including what your nest egg should produce. So you put all the income together, and you're going to take between 4% and 5% withdrawal rate from your investment nest egg. And that's your half. And then you simply divide it by your monthly need. So you've got your monthly money coming in divided by your monthly need. And if you have a rich ratio that is under 1, that means that you have more need every single month. So you're running a deficit. If your rich ratio is over 1, if you do that math, then you always have a surplus. And that's the way you, of course, want to head into retirement. So it's a lot simpler to do this and understand your cash flow relative to a 50 or 100-page financial plan. And it's something that can be easily calculated. So I did an entire session on that on our Facebook page, Wes Moss Money Matters, with charts and magic markers and the like. So really, the topic, of course, today, where the real fear is coming from, is that we don't know where we're headed with North Korea. We're not, as a nation, afraid of North Korea because we know we can handle them probably over a not even a long weekend. It's the other ramifications that go beyond that. It's what is China doing? Is China just using North Korea as a pawn to further gain power? These are the worries that we really have. We also have to remember, and we took a lesson from economic history today and market history, that yes, these geopolitical events, standoffs, whether they are the start of a war, some sort of major banking crisis, some sort of terror attack, any of these things, and all of these items, we call these geopolitical or historical market events. Yes, they do. They rock markets and they shake markets. We've already started to see a little bit of that this week with markets down 1.5% on the week as the rhetoric has risen on North Korea. But we also have to remember that if you look at, and I took 18 of the biggest, most impactful one-day events, from Germany invading France to major bankruptcies to wars, to terror attacks, September 11th, we see an average withdrawal or hit to the market in a very short period of time of about 3%. 6 months later, on average, markets are up 2%. Another 6 months out, or a year later, trading-wise, from trading days, markets up 1.9 or almost 2%. So we recover, no matter how bad these geopolitical events are, we recover in significant fashion. The real question is a recession. That's when we end up with a real flat tire. We don't see that coming anytime soon. The economic numbers right now, at least for the next 6 months, are just too strong for that.
Hi, I'm Wes Moss, and thanks for taking a minute to hear about what's so different about my new book, You Can Retire Sooner Than You Think. So unlike other retirement books, this book will give you a step-by-step guide, whether you're in your 20s or 30s or 40s or 50s, to learn from what these successful and happy retirees did to get there. I hope you enjoy the book, but more importantly, I know that it'll help you retire sooner than you think.